Hello to all electric vehicle enthusiasts. Here is a special review for MeGoElectric from the Volt Auto channel. Today, let's take a closer look at all the features of the German electric crossover Audi Q5 e-tron, which is produced and sold in China. Glory to Ukraine! Glory to the heroes! Let's get started! The first thing to note about this car compared to the younger model is its size. It is 1.5 cm wider and 1.8 cm higher than the Audi Q4. It also has a 2 cm larger ground clearance. In general, this model can be compared with a model with a different logo, namely the Volkswagen ID.6. It is built on the MEB platform just like the Audi Q5 e-tron. Just like the Audi, this Volkswagen, or one of its modifications, is produced in China in the city of Foshan in a joint venture with the FAW. We are talking about the ID.6 Cross model. Another modification, the ID.6X, is assembled at the plant in Anting. There is a joint venture between Volkswagen and the SAIC. But overall, these two slightly different modifications of ID.6 are just one car with a minor difference in exterior and interior. Note that the car has standard door handles, no retractable handles as in the ZK-X model. Some see this as a lack of innovation, while others see it as reliability. You choose which side you are on. Despite the fact that the Audi Q5 e-tron has 3 rows of seats, meaning 7 seats, this crossover is positioned as mid-size. The dimensions of the Q5 e-tron are as follows: length 4 meters and 87 centimeters, width 1 meter 86 centimeters, height 1 meter and 67 centimeters. The wheelbase length is 2 meters 96 centimeters. As we can see, the dimensions and the wheelbase of the Q5 e-tron are the same as those of the Volkswagen model. About the underhood space, there is not much to say. As you can see, there is no so-called front trunk, and there is not even a solid plate covering all this space. Nothing critical, but as it is. The only thing that could be added under the hood is gas struts. In this example, you understand that I am not only showing the good size of the car, but also criticizing. Isolation of the hood would not hurt either. It seems logical, doesn't it? In all configurations of this model, there is a battery with a capacity of 83.4 kWh. The manufacturer promises that the rear-wheel drive car will cover 560 km according to the CLTC test. The crossover is equipped with a battery composed of lithium-ion cells of the NCM 811 type. Such cells can have a specific capacity of 304 Wh per kilogram. The specific capacity of the fingers in the Audi is 240 Wh per kilogram. I should note that this is a very good number. Charging from 100 kW station to 80% takes only 45 minutes for the larger battery. This model can be purchased with a rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. In the first case, there is a single motor with a power of 150 kW or 204 horsepower. In the second case, there are 2 motors with a total power of 225 kW or 306 electric horses. Such modifications are marked as Audi Q5 e-tron 40 or 50, depending on the power of the chosen car. As mentioned earlier, this model is from Ingolstadt, but produced in China, as it can travel 560 km in one charge. This figure is relevant for the 40 model, and the 50 model will cover 40 km less. Of course, the reason for this is obvious. 2 motors consume more electricity. They can accelerate this car to a speed of 100 km per hour in 6.7 seconds. We, the MeGoElectric channel, are heading to the Geneva International Motor Show. It will be the 100th anniversary motor show in the Swiss city. It kicks off on February 26 and runs until the 3rd of March. The automotive event of the year will traditionally take place at the Palexpo Exhibition Center. In these shots, you see how everything unfolded last time in 2019. Since 2020, due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Geneva Auto Show has been cancelled multiple times, but it has not reached the final closure. Organizers expect around 10,000 journalists to attend the revived auto show. We will be among them. On the opening day, watch the first report about this European world-class motor show on our channel. It is already known that at least 5 Chinese automakers will present their models at the auto show in Switzerland. In terms of numbers of electric sedans, hatchbacks and crossovers, Chinese models will take the second place, after local European brands. In the comments you can guess which Chinese brands will participate in the Geneva Auto Show. And, as we already mentioned, we will prepare the first video from the motor show on Monday, February 26 at noon. So, you can support our journey by liking this video and commenting. Looking forward to the first video from Geneva. The first thing to say when comparing the interiors of these cars is the presence of a third row of seats. But I will tell you more about it later. The second thing that catches your eye is the quality of the interior finish. Because I'm surrounded by leather of various types, it is very pleasant. But the main feature of this Audi is of course the spaciousness of the cabin. Of course, on the one hand, this is due to the size of the car, and on the other hand, because engineers were able to optimally use all the advantages that an electric car provides. For example, a flat floor in the cabin without a central tunnel. In front of the driver, there are quite a few real buttons, even for the modern electric car from China. But we remember that this car is created in Germany, so nothing surprising. For people who started their journey with analog cars, such a number of buttons will be an unconditional plus. By the way, the front panel of the Q5 e-tron electric car is almost identical to the Q4 e-tron model. This is the same 12-inch extended central touchscreen of the infotainment system, oriented towards the driver, and a 10-inch digital instrument cluster. I would also like to draw special attention to the touch buttons on the steering wheel. They seem to be absent when the car is turned off. The mode selector pedal is done in a minimalist style. It is located on a small eyelet connected to the front panel. Nothing protrudes, everything is neat and ergonomic. Sitting in the second row, I'll immediately talk not about the sofa, but about the panoramic roof. It is large and, if necessary, can be completely closed with a physical curtain. It should be noted that now, in some Chinese brands, this function is missing. I would also like to highlight the crash test results, which this model did not undergo. But the Škoda Enyaq iV model successfully passed it. Like the ID.6 or our Audi Q5 e-tron, as I mentioned in the beginning, it is built on the MEB platform. Essentially, they differ only in manufacturer's logo, exterior and interior design. Technically, it is the same model. It's worth noting that the Škoda electric crossover confidently received 5 stars in crash tests from Euro and CAP, therefore, the Q5 would likely show at least the same result. It is important to understand that the third row is designed for children. Of course, an adult can sit there, but only in extreme cases and for short distances. In other cases, let the children sit there. Being in the rear row, it's worth noting the separate climate control for the rear passengers. In general, the second row is typical for such 3 rows crossover. There is nothing extraordinary, but you won't find anything uncomfortable here. Everything is pleasant as it should be in an Audi. The trunk has a volume of 540 liters. This is 20 liters more than the Audi Q4. A small difference, but nice. Let's consider not only that you can fold the third row, but also that there is a quite spacious niche under the floor. A few words about the fifth door, which opens using the electric system. The sensors quickly respond to obstacles such as a hand or anything hindering closing. Therefore, when such an obstacle is detected, the electric system immediately stops working. In other words, it won't crush your hand or head if there is an obstruction. There is no separate space for a spare tire. If you fold the third and second rows of seats, you can get more than 2000 liters of cargo space. The charging ports of this electric car are standard for China. They are double and located on the right side of the car. Press the edge of the flap and it opens. On the left you see the GB/G AC type charging port. It is for slow charging. Next to it is the fast charging port. It is also the GB/G standard but marked as DC. This is for charging the car at high-power direct current stations. And that is all for today. See you in the next review.